Good morning, everybody. Hey, this goes out to my 488 class. I want to talk to you guys about your financial analysis and Sitel. All right. Um, I think we're having, I've got 80 of you guys, and 5 to 7 of you are misunderstanding how we use the overall case study. Look, let me make sure this is clear. The overall case study is comprised of 3 components: an executive summary, a market analysis, and a financial analysis. And if you look, your assignments are 3 assignments that replicate just that, right? So, what are we doing? We're taking each section and we're writing those, submitting those for grade. I would say 1/4 of you are working ahead and have all 3 sections done and already in for grading. This is normal. Most of you figure out what I did is I break these into 3 separate assignments and we bring them together later as one final draft. Well, we didn't bring them together this time as one final draft. I'm just asking you to do the 3 assignments. We're picking them off out of that complete case study. So when you do a financial analysis, you don't need the executive summary in there. You didn't need a SWOT analysis and all that. You just need the financial analysis section. All right. Hope that helps. Like I said, last semester when I did that, people caught on pretty fast how I was laying that out. They were done with the 4 assignments at that point by the midpoint of the class, which was cool. Good for you guys. All right. So I'm hoping you do the same thing. You can see it's pretty simple. What am I looking for in a financial analysis? Hey, we're looking for 3 years of consecutive data. Why don't I want the data to go from 2011 to 2013? They had an increase in sales of $4 billion. We can't deal that way in business. If I'm trying to make really good business decisions, first off, we'll probably do it on a 5-year analysis more than anything instead of a 3. But I only make it 3 because I'm trying to make it less caustic for you guys. But I want to see how those numbers actually tracked. Did we have a bad year in there at all? Did we make up for it one year to the next? I don't know. I want to see those. And why don't I use charts? Well, again, charts don't pay the bills. And from a liability standpoint, if a marketing company brings me this data and I say I relied on a chart or a graphic, I'm on my own. Okay, so if I go in and make investments based on the advice of Plant Moran or a company that did a market analysis for me, I can't hold them liable if I used a chart. What I can hold them liable for is the written document. All right, that's very important to me. So as a company owner, as a business leader, somebody that's making decisions with millions of dollars, I'm really interested in knowing exactly what the details of those numbers are. That's why I ask you to write it out year over year over year. All right. So as you do business cases and things like that, stay away from abbreviating the report. All right, because people they don't appreciate that. All right. I understand from your standpoint, it's a lot easier. It seems more effective, but from the person that's making that decision, it doesn't work. All right, so you guys did a pretty good job. Some of you are on rewrites right now, and they're coming back. They're looking good. No problem. That's what this is all about, trying to teach you guys a little bit about how to write in this business community because I hired you guys for a long time, and this is where you had, the biggest shortcoming was learning how to write, not technically necessarily, but business technically. All right, so let's talk about Sitel. All right, so how did I grade this? Well, look, first of all, if you look at decentralization and the pros of it, I mean, literally, you could have almost a foot of pros, cons, pros, count. All right. Having managed in a multinational organization, I could not afford to have consolidated decision making. It just wouldn't work. I could not have people selling products for me, manufacturing products for me on the Pacific Rim, and have to have them come back to corporate for answers all the time. It just won't work. The coordination could never be that good. All right. So centralized versus decentralized, we have got to have as much decentralized decision making as possible. And how do you do this? The big complaint is that it's, it could be more expensive. The big complaint is you need more managers. The big complaint is that you don't have consistency, you don't have control. First of all, when people start firing those, what I'll call blue ribbon responses back to me, I'm going to tell them, you're hiring the wrong people then. Okay? Are you hiring the right people from the beginning of your process? Are you training your people the right way? Are you putting your people in a position where they can be successful? As a consultant, I'm dealing with this all the time. And it's really hard sometimes for corporate managers and leaders to look themselves in the mirror and say, are we doing this right? Because chances are 9 times out of 10, you're not doing it the best way you can. And so when we start looking at how we should set up our decision making, we're always looking for speed, and consistency. How do you get consistency? You integrate it into the process, train your people, set up the rules, set up the accountability measures, create a feedback system that's effective. Okay? So the answer to number 4 was a decentralized system that enables employees to make decisions, empowers them to make the decisions, sets up some type of framework that feeds back success versus unsuccess, and we develop from there. Create an atmosphere that's going to make your employees successful. Create training. Create the opportunity for them to make mistakes, but also be successful. Successful means they make mistakes, learn from it, become a better employee. That's what successful means. All right. So does this happen in business? Not as much as it should. Companies that have trainers like, myself or other people that are telling them to do this, if they buy into it, they can get good at that. But if they don't, then they remain left in the dark ages, So on that exam, I looked for completeness, thoroughness, how much you were investing into it. And I also looked at number 4. 5 to 10% of you didn't even do number 4. So you made my grading easy, man. Take a good look at these documents. If you're going to recreate a format, if I set up a table for you and you're going to do it your own way, you're taking a risk. You can do it that way as long as I'm getting what I need to get. And what I need to get is that you got what you needed to get. If I can get that from the new format, great. If I don't get that from the new format that you went to and deviated from mine, we're going to have a problem. So just FYI on that. I'm trying to help you guys out, giving you guys a pre-format. All right, so what's coming up next? I think we got the market analysis coming up next. Dig in. That one takes a while. SWOT, Porter, no Porter. Porter's my hero. All right. Everybody tries to copy Michael Porter. I had a chance to meet him in Harvard. He's badass. Everybody tries to copy that guy for the last 40 years. They can't. Every textbook I get, I laugh. They're all trying to copy what he did. Forget it. Build on it, man. Make it something yours or different. But don't try to, replace it. That's impossible. Get into Porter. Figure out how many stars the industry is. Get into your SWOT analysis. Before you write a recommendation on anything, though, you better understand what the opportunities are, and you better look at what the weaknesses are. Okay? So be careful. The landmines in the business world are, before you make recommendations, you better understand that SWOT really well. And you better not just put your opinion out there and say, it's my opinion this. Do that on your write-ups, okay? Make sure you base your opinion or your recommendation based on some factual evidence, all right? Don't go out in that business world and shoot yourself in the foot, all right? I did. I'm telling you from my mistakes. I walked out of Ferris thinking I knew everything. I didn't know a thing. As soon as I got my PhD, I realized I never knew a thing, ironically. So I hope that helps. You guys have a good day.